Greetings. This video covers the Hempstead Plains Nature Study Area. This is the last 100 acres of the original 40,000 acre plains, and the East Meadow Brook, which is the longest freshwater waterway in Nassau County, 7.5 miles, flowing through central and south Nassau to the saltwater estuary. Over 10,000 years old, the East Meadow Brook has been severely degraded in the last 100 years. An estimated 200 stormwater sewer pipe outfalls drain into it. Along the Meadowbrook State Parkway, the majority are owned by the New York State Department of Transportation. Nassau County Department of Public Works owns the sewer pipe outfalls along the county roads, and multiple county storm basins have overflow pipes that overflow into the East Meadow Brook. The Town of Hempstead Highway Department and surrounding villages shown on the map, they also control pipes from their local road grids and residential neighborhoods that drain into the East Meadow Brook. Federal and state laws require every pipe to have a legally designated permittee responsible for its water quality and the pipe maintenance. This map shows 4 sections of the brook, and the sections are separated by yellow dashed lines. This map shows that all 4 sections of the East Meadow Brook are in the Long Island South Shore Waterkeepers jurisdiction, from the Headwaters to the bay. The East Meadowbrook headwaters are in Uniondale. The need to preserve the last remaining 100 acres of the original 40,000 acre Hempstead Plains as a nature study area. This was identified by me during the Sands Casino Nassau Hub secret process in 2025. The benefit is that a larger contiguous nature conservancy area could better absorb and diffuse the potential adverse impacts that massive casino development would have had on Purcell Preserve right across the street. Regardless of whatever may be developed at the Nassau Hub in the future, the nature study area is still a good idea. 8 distinct Nassau County ecologies have been identified here, and fascinating information about each one of them can be found at the link below, including the native flora and fauna of highest conservation concern, the plants, birds, and wildlife species that can benefit most from formalizing the 100-acre nature study area are included in the report at the link. In this section, the brook is above the South Shore Estuary Reserve boundary, but the water quickly crosses that boundary as it flows downstream and into the bay. This section has a thin ribbon of forested habitat along the Meadowbrook Parkway here. This narrow section has no public use areas, most likely for traffic safety reasons. However, it has very dense habitat buffering the brook, and this section does provide food, shelter, nest sites, and stopover habitat for many species of birds, fish, amphibians, reptiles, small mammals, bees, butterflies, and more. A good idea here, in addition to managing the water quality, streambed, and wetlands, is for New York State Department of Transportation and Nassau County Department of Public Works to only use plants and trees for landscaping that are native to New York and endemic to this zip code. Native plants and trees are called keystone species because they provide food and shelter to so many wildlife species on Long Island. Learn more at the links included for you below. This section is wider and it has existing and potential future public use areas. A few Nassau County owned parks and preserves are in this section, as well as 3 or 4 ponds with game fish and areas owned by the state, either the Department of Environmental Conservation or New York State Parks have land here. Below Sunrise Highway, the Brook splits and flows down both sides of the Meadow Parkway. Flowing past Norman Levy Park on the east and Cow Meadow Park on the west, you can say that the East Meadow Brook has completed its age-old journey to the sea. This section below Sunrise Highway historically experiences the worst impacts from coastal flooding and storms. This is the area that most needs the natural resiliency, protection, and buffering that salt marsh meadows and marsh islands can provide against coastal storms. Below Sunrise Highway, the fresh water mixes with salt water from the bay and becomes a beautiful tidal or brackish water environment that is critical to certain wildlife, birds, turtles, and fish that are unique to brackish water. Although no lizards are native to Long Island, the Italian wall lizard has become naturalized. It's a permanent resident in Nassau County, and it is one of the many wildlife species that thrive along the East Meadow Brook. As idyllic and bucolic as these photos look, there is another side to the East Meadow Brook where we need to stay vigilant. One can almost be lulled into believing you've been magically transported to a cool, shady Catskills stream. But then you're wrenched back to reality by windrows of plastic beverage containers that pile up and clog the brook everywhere, behind logs, on rock riffles, or in eddies. Along with other pollutants and contaminants, such carelessly discarded plastics are washed into the brook through stormwater runoff pipes. And due to the channelization or straightening of the brook, resident fish suffer high rates of winter kill because they have lost the slightly deeper thermal pockets in bends of the river where they were able to survive freezing winter temperatures. The upper left photo was taken over 100 years ago, and the lower left was taken in the exact location in 2025, more than 100 years later. The photo at right asks the question, what will the East Meadow Brook look like 100 years from now? Will the East Meadow Brook still be here, still flowing in the year 3025? 100 years from now, will young parents with children or with their grandparents be able to come here to take a photo that looks like this? Or will it be gone forever?